Yo, yo, yo.
Hey.
Oh, okay. It
Well,
worked.
it worked. It worked this week, did. Thank you. um, welcome to Much Ado About Nothing presents Six Divisions, 6 weeks, Southeast this week at least. Yeah, we're back. We're back again for we're now entering the Eastern Conference. We finished off the Western Conference last week. Before we get into that, introduce yourselves, Ditch.
What's up, y'all? I'm Did, chilling, happy to be here.
Nice.
Ready to talk the Eastern Conference, the conference I know more about. So
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Prime.
I'm your boy Prime. Happy to be back. I am the co-host of the SBP,
Word.
but I'm glad to be here tonight, man. So,
Appreciate it. I appreciate y'all coming through. Talk some basketball. Got some preseason games actually going on right now. I'm actually watching a little bit of Knicks while this is going on. At least until the football game turns on. So cool.
nice, nice.
Yeah, I have everything now. Even the Rangers are on right now. So I got all three teams playing today. It's a lot. Yankees I don't got to worry about it anymore because they're out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sure you're done with baseball.
I'm done officially with baseball for the rest of this off season. So fuck it. I don't give a shit who wins. Um, before we start the Eastern Conference, well, actually before we get into the Southeast, because I'm going counterclockwise. I wanted to go over one more time the West rule that we went over. We discussed what I did is before the season start, before the show started. I mean, I wrote down the list of what I thought it might play out. So at least I have an idea of where I have all 15 teams. So this is my the top six teams. I think are more of a lot to make the playoffs. I think we talked about it the last couple of weeks, and the four teams I think are the most confident will be in the play-in, and then the rest. You know, the teams that will be fighting for play-in or lottery, right? So let me go over it. You guys could, if you have a different opinion on who the six are or who the playing teams are, you let me know. But as of right now, the six teams I got, my definites are coming out of the Northwest. I got Denver, OKC, and Minnesota. There's no specific order. I'm just saying, just going at it. So I got them coming out of the Northwest. I have the both LA teams coming out of the Pacific, and then I have Houston coming out of the Southwest. So those are my top six. Those are my play-in locks for the West. No play-in. I think they could eventually that could happen, but just in my head, those guys, as long as everything goes according to plan, those will be the top six. The teams I'm confident will be in the play-in, or I'm not. I'm more confident than the rest. I got Dallas. I got Golden State, Sacramento, and San Antonio. Those are the teams I'm the most confident will probably go in to make the play-in. And then there's the rest, the teams that I think I'm the least confident about making a play-in, or at least will definitely be fighting for that lottery ball, which are Utah, Portland, New Orleans, Phoenix, Memphis. So even though I do believe Memphis and New Orleans, if things work out, they can make a play for the play-in. But as of right now, I got them not making. I'm not as confident in them figuring it out. That's kind of where I'm at with that. So, any thoughts on that? Do you guys have a list that's different than mine, or do you guys see it similarly?
mine would be the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say and it makes sense. You know, we were all pretty much in agreement the past few weeks.
Right.
I think it was more so seeding wise. Like, you know, I don't think any of us had any teams that we said were pretty much we feel like are a lock.
Right.
It was just more so, do we think this team is going to be 2, 3, 4, or whatever?
Yeah. There was a couple that were like, yeah, it's probably a play-in team at best.
Yeah.
That's why I had to narrow it down. So those are the four of the teams we discussed. I think those four were the ones I'm the most comfortable.
Yeah, no real questions. No real question. I think the only thing that I had a little bit of a question about, maybe a little different from you guys, was what we were going to get from the Grizzlies. That's kind of a moving part there. But other than that, I think it's dead on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably a little higher on Sacramento than most people. Like I said last time we talked about them, so I could definitely see them flailing out in Memphis or New Orleans sneaking it. But as of right now, I can't. Maybe I'm super confident. I'm too confident in the guys that are still there. It's quite possible. Anyway, that's probably where my head at. Like maybe I have too much confidence still in Levine and DeMar DeRozan, and I'm still living off of the past. and I liked a lot what I've seen out of Schroeder, and I love Sabonis. So it's like there's too much thing. There's a lot of stuff to like. So it's like, oh, not a deep bench. Keegan Murray's good, but I don't know. Anyway, if we're all in agreement, so let's move on to the Southeast. We're good?
Yep.
All right, let's start with the Southeast. The Atlanta Hawks. All right, we're going to start with the Atlanta Hawks. Let's go over my projected starters, even though they pretty much solidified it last night. I think they played last night, or the night before. Starters: Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Zachary Richache, Jalen Johnson, and Kristaps Porzingis, one of the newest additions to the team. Then the reserves: Onyeka Okongwu, Vit Kreshki, Mohamed Gay, currently on the team option. We'll see if they do with that. Keaton Wallace on a two-way and Jacob Toppin on a two-way. They return as well. New additions to their bench: Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who will definitely be their sixth man this year, coming from Minnesota. Luke Kennard coming from Memphis. That's a good shooter to have off the bench. A nice compliment to Nickeil. Nafali Dante, who was like the third big in Houston last year. You never saw. He was, I think, on the two-way. So, I believe so. And then because I think once you sign your whatever for the two-way, you become a restricted free agent, and then they actually made a bid and won it. Like the only one that worked out that way this year. So he was he was a restricted free agent, and they won that over. Nikola Jurisic, whatever.
Good. You was struggling with that.
I think it's Jurisic.
I'm sorry, I didn't have to say it. That's all.
Yeah. I think it's Jurisic. I could be wrong. Is it Asanul?
I think so, yeah.
Eli John Ndie.
They got some names on their roster.
Man, this the all names team.
I struggle a little bit on some of these names. But yeah, this is what the Atlanta Hawks looking like this year, at least. I like them this year. I really do. I think they can definitely make the playoffs. They'll definitely, I remember, even make some noise in the play if they stay healthy. So that was a big problem with them last year's health.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Johnson got hurt. Jalen Johnson was balling. I actually had him make an All-Star team before he got hurt. So that was sucked for him. Risache had an okay year. It was a rookie year last year, I believe. So he's coming his second year. He was a good defensively. He's got good size. He had actually a really good summer. He looked really good for Team France.
I thought he was in Spain.
He's French.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he was Spanish.
Risache is not Spanish.
I'm looking this up. I swear he is
Risache, bro. It's French. Yeah. Zachary Risache is
okay. He was born in Spain, but he does play for the French national team.
Yes, he does.
So I feel like I should still be half right there. I swear I remember when he got drafted.
I had no idea he was born in Spain. So
I just remember from the draft when they were saying that he was from Spain. I forgot he was on the French national team.
I knew because I watched some of the summer stuff.
Oh, fair.
So I knew that, and plus, I think he was he there last year, or I just remember them talking about they drafted two Frenchmen.
No, and that's fair. Like I said, I just remember hearing Spain during the draft.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
All right, it's funny. But Risache, Dyson Daniels had a great year. He was a defensive prodigy. This kid was stuck in New Orleans doing nothing, and then comes to Atlanta and has become one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Right away. I'm like, oh my god! I think he averaged 3 or 4 steals a game. It was crazy. He had a crazy number last year at one point. I'm like, this guy's got crazy steal numbers. That was actually a really good lineup to put next to Trae Young, who's a defensive liability, but one of the better offensive guards in the league and passers. He's a very talented little guy. Is that you, Juwan? Would you like to introduce yourself before we continue?
What's up, guys? No, sorry. I don't want to interrupt the flow. Keep going.
No flow. We just got here. We just started. So this is team 1. So we're just talking some Hawks. So actually, I just finished up my diatribe on Atlanta. Do you have an opinion on Atlanta?
Yeah, I know a lot of people think they'll be good this year, but I think a lot of people are underselling this team. I think a lot of it's going to rely on Kristaps' health. But if he can stay healthy, I don't know why it can't go like if you're doing a top 5 in the East, and again, you can put whoever you want anywhere. I'm not going to try to do an order, but this team can be a top 3, top 4 team in the East very easily. And I say that with if the Celtics were healthy and the Pacers were healthy, I still believe this team is talented enough to be a top 5 team. They just have the talent. Like that starting 5 is very dangerous defensively, and it's a lineup that can give anyone the fits. And when you watch what Cleveland struggled with, right? You watch what Orlando struggled with, even though that was more so injuries than anything. It's if you have the ability to put the clamps, and I think they have 3 to 4 guys that can just put clamps on you. And they're going to cause a lot of fights in the postseason because guys are going to get frustrated. The sky is the limit for this team. And it's making me throw up in my mouth as a Knicks fan. But if I'm being objective, I don't know why this team is not being talked about more. Because the talent is there and ready. And Trae has shown that he can go far. He just needs the team around him. And you can't really get any better than this, starting lineup-wise. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Just before you walked in, I was just talking about how I think they're a playoff team. So I think it's pretty obvious. Like I think, like you said, like health was their biggest issue last year. It could be again this year. And I thought they looked pretty good last year before all the injuries got caught up to them. So yeah, their bench even looks better. I mean, look, they solidified the starting lineup, getting KP. If KP can stay healthy, like you said, that's a big get. Jalen Johnson coming back healthy. He got hurt last year. He was balling before he got hurt. And then you got they brought in a 6. To me, he was competing with Naz Reid for 6th man for Minnesota. So you brought in a 6th man with him, and then Luke Kennard, a shooter. And then they had guys like Okongwu, who was starting last year, who took over the starting job last year. I do like even the depth on this team. I think they're pretty solid. Obviously, health is going to be their biggest issue because that really is what hurt them. Ditch, tell me what you think about Atlanta.
No, I think you guys are both right. I was going to talk about their health is probably their biggest factor. Like I think Trae Young might have played close to, if not all, games last year, but that's also not necessarily the norm. Like he's missed good chunks of a lot of seasons. So it does hold to be, and I granted you could say that for every team, but I think much like how we were talking about the Pelicans last week, some of their key players have a spotty injury history. And I know Jawan said that he thinks that it lives and dies with Kristaps' health. I don't know if I agree with living. I think like if Kristaps goes down and they have relatively good health around that, they're probably still fine. I really think it lives and dies with Jalen Johnson's health because I think if he plays 36 games like he did last year, they're going to struggle like they did last year. So I think it's more so something like that.
It's so funny because what I'm about to say is obviously a disagreement, but I don't disagree with you. Only reason I say that, Didge, is because if Kristaps is healthy, there is no question he's the second best player on that team. The rest of those guys have shown that they are better than Kristaps because Kristaps at his height, because he said he was going through an illness a lot of last year. They didn't really know what it was. He's starting to get his body and everything back. If he can stay healthy, I don't know why that the combination of Trae and Kristaps aren't being looked at as the two centerpieces of that team, as opposed to, and again, that's no shot to the young guys. I just think Kristaps' resume should put him as the second best player on that team until someone passes him.
I think if Jalen Johnson plays like how he was playing last year before he got hurt, the way he was playing last year versus the way Kristaps was playing last year, I think he's better because they're getting similar points and rebounds, but he was also moving the ball. Like I think he had like 5 or 6 assists, and he just looked like he was helping flow the offense better. Now, granted, Kristaps was in Boston, so he didn't have to do as much,
Right. Barely anything. And
yeah.
a lot of it hurt. So,
But even still, like it felt Kristaps, and now I don't know how much of that was just his illness and whatnot, but he didn't feel like he helped the offense flow as much as Jalen did in Atlanta.
I get what you're saying. You're saying Jalen is more. You're saying you value what he brings more so than the name of Kristaps. I completely understand that. I'm just saying, to me, until Kristaps can show me that old player is gone, I think you still have to give him the respect of a former All-Star, that is the second best player until one of those other three guys becomes an All-Star, and then the conversation is dead in the water. You give it to the young guy who can be an All-Star going forward. So that's what I'm saying. I don't disagree with you that they will be better than Kristaps Porzingis. I'm saying just off pure resume, you kind of just got to give him that respect. But I give it to you. Jalen just said he's been working with LeBron in the offseason. So I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck he's learned from LeBron, whether it's more passing, whether it's dominating down low. I don't know what it is. But I'm with you, Didge, on if that kid can rise to what his potential is, sky's the limit for this team. So I don't disagree with you in that respect, but I just have to give Kristaps the respect.
By the way, you're acting like Kristaps has been a perennial All-Star. He has one All-Star game.
No. Just a former All-Star, not perennial.
Okay. I'm just saying we're throwing a lot of weight on that singular All-Star game.
I mean, look, if Kyle Korver was on the team, I'd give that respect to Kyle Korver.
Okay, all right. That was a perfect example to get to shut me up because
now, to be fair, part of me didn't respect half that Atlanta roster getting those All-Star votes, but still, he made it. You know?
No, that's fair. That was, like I said, that was a perfect answer to give to shut me up because Kyle Korver. I don't know many teams you saying he's the second. I don't know one team you say he's the second best. So,
Prime.
Well, first off, let me start by saying F Trae Young.
There you go.
Amen to
And now
that.
we got that out the way.
Hey, man.
I can't disagree with anything that Juwan said most or Didge. I think this is a good team. Definitely built on health, of course. I think defensively, this team is going to be just as good as anybody. And it doesn't hurt when you're adding Alexander to that mix because you got a guy now who can defend three positions. You know, we already know Dyson Daniels is a dog on the defensive end. So on the perimeter, these guys going to be able to defend you crazy. A healthy Kristaps and a Jalen Johnson on the boards right there. You know, they're going to play defense on the perimeter, but they're going to also bring those boards back. And then it doesn't hurt, you know, if you're gonna call your big three at this time, Trae Young, Jalen Johnson, then Porzingis if he's healthy enough, that's not a bad source of scoring either. So, yeah, I do agree that this team ought to be pretty darn good, and especially, you know, I don't want to say that the East is watered down, but this year it is a little watered down based on injury. So there's no doubt in my mind that this team is a playoff team. And I would not surprise me if they're finishing in. It wouldn't surprise me if they're finishing in that 5 or 6.
yeah,
It would not surprise me whatsoever.
See, the way I look at it is and again, in no order, because I'm not trying to have that conversation in no order. Knicks, Cavs, Magic, Hawks, and Pistons. That is my top 5 in no order, because like I said, I don't want to have that conversation. But that's my top 5. No, Didge. That's no disrespect to Milwaukee. I'm only saying it, Didge. Hear me out. I'm only saying.
I haven't said a thing. I haven't said a word.
Well, tell me to stop narrating for you.
Didge, you said it all with your eyes, bro.
Didge, only reason, and again, we'll get to that once we get to that to the Bucks. But the only reason why I have them at 6 and not 5 is that I don't know if I love Turner and Giannis together. I don't know if I love that. I have to see that. I don't know if I love that. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason.
That's an upgrade over Brook.
Very much. But you know.
It is, but you guys, no, we'll wait till another time. Anyway, I just wanted to end it by saying this team now should be looked at the same way Orlando should be looked at, to where you no longer are given that leash. This is the year of expectations. Now, I'm not saying championship or bust, but you now have expectations. You don't get that short leash anymore.
I will say, I just looked at the salary number. Now I kind of second guess this general manager. Y'all couldn't negotiate somebody down 100,000 just so you wouldn't be above the tax threshold.
Hey.
I don't know about your negotiating skills now.
I don't know if they still got any of those training camp dudes on the roster, man. Gotta be careful with these numbers. It might be a little inflated.
I just happened to look over late, like, wow, that's crazy.
0.1, bro. 0.1 differential.
Y'all couldn't take somebody down 100K. You could have pulled a Kawhi and gave him a bad endorsement.
Hey, look, Muhammad Gay is still on a team up. They could say no, fuck it, we're not bringing it back.
That's true.
That'll bring it down.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that can happen. Anyway, I think we all agree they're going to be better this year than I think next year, especially if they're healthy. I think we all agree is the biggest issue and their biggest enemy this year. So yeah, if they can stay healthy, I agree. They can make noise for sure. They have a nice squad, especially even on paper. Like, ooh, everything looks good. They could use a little more depth, but that's not bad. The depth they have is not bad. Let's go. I know. Yeah, like I said, it's really like 3 deep. But like you got some rookies here that maybe make some noise. Vic Krejci. I know they like Vic Krejci, but he was in and out of the rotation. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of question marks too outside of those 3. Outside of Kangwoo, Naw, and Luke Kennard, it's kind of like, don't get hurt. All right, so let's move on to the Charlotte Hornets. My projected, well, this is actually based on what I saw the other day, but it's not that far from what I originally thought. LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Kneppel, Miles Bridges, and Musa Diabate, who I like a lot. Returning reserves. Actually, I made this as a mistake. Colin Sexton should be on new editions. I don't know why I did that. You know what? Because this is recent. That's why. Colin Sexton, Grant Williams, Trey Mann, Nick Smith Jr. Actually, that also needs to go. God damn it. All right, I got to make some changes to this one. Josh Green, Tijan Salon, and KJ Simpson, with a new addition, Spencer Dinwiddie, Plumlee, Connaughton, Sion James, Kalkbrenner, Liam Neely, and 2 ways Antonio Reeves and Drew Peterson. So just please move Colin to the new addition and remove Nick Smith altogether. He's on the Lakers now. Anyway, so the Hornets, again, a team that I think, at least the starting lineup, I actually like the starting lineup. I think there's a lot to like there. Wow. There's a lot to like. Yeah, so I don't know why he didn't come up the last 2 weeks, but whatever. You know, who the fuck am I? So the LaMelo, Brandon Miller, I like that backcourt, especially long term. Brandon got hurt last year. Kneppel looks really good so far. He's only
Right in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean, like he was good in college. And he
don't care about college days.
All right.
Pride of Milwaukee.
Relax. You know what I mean, though. He's
I don't care about
so far. Miles Bridges, who's had a good run, had some issues outside, but they've accepted it and he's been back and he's actually solid player for them. I'm just saying I didn't want to get into it because that just more issues. I was against it, but whatever, he's back. Musa, I really like. I think he's got a lot of potential. He's another Frenchman. There's a lot of Frenchmen all over the place. A lot of French big, especially. But I think he'll end up being starter. I think he did start the other day, but I don't remember if Mason played or not. I don't remember. I would have to check. Returning guys like Grant Williams. Before he had another guy that got hurt. Before he was hurt, he was a really good player for them too. Trey Mann got hurt last. They dealt with a lot of injury too. Trey Mann got hurt last year. They brought in a lot of young guys. And the Mason Plumlee Dinwiddie being the biggest vets, and they traded for Pat Connaughton, but that was more of a cap relief thing. Yeah. But I do like the vets there, but I'm not really worried about shit. But the my thing is they have potential. They have nice young potential. They have decent depth potential. But it's gonna be. I mean, I don't trust them yet. They're a team that I think has the potential, but I don't know if I can trust them to put it all together yet. I'm not there mentally with them. But they did a good job, I think, drafting. And I like Colin Sexton. I like Grant Williams. I like Trey Mann. I like Plumlee used to be a starter in Charlotte. I like bringing in Plumlee. I don't love Dinwiddie, but he's a solid backup. And who knows about the young guys, the rookies? We don't know. That's a question mark. And I could honestly see Pat Connaughton getting bought out, but that's just me. We'll see. We'll see. 100% see. What do you guys think, Prime? What do you think about the Charlotte Hornets?
Well, it can only go up, right? And didn't win 19 games last year. Like the only one way to go is up, right? And there's some definite talent on this team. There's a lot of guards on this team, bro. Like a lot of guards on that team. And that's crazy. So I imagine
there's a lot of guards.
Going to look a little bit different as the season goes on, and when we get close to the trade deadline. I do think some of those guards a couple of those guards could probably be moved. But
sure.
Yeah, but it's a lot of them there. But Colin Knippel, I'm very interested. I was shocked that he came out initially first, but look like, he might have made the right decision, and you can't go wrong, especially with this team. He's 6'5", possibly going right into the starting lineup there. So we'll see. He's going to shoot the ball. He can like knock it down. We'll see how skills are there. Zion James, 33rd pick of the draft. I'll see what they do with him. LaMelo, he's got it. Hopefully he gives him more than the 40-something games he gave him last year.
Yeah.
He can stay on the court. Yep. I'm with you. I like Brandon Miller and Miles Bridges because they give you two more guys, along with LaMelo, they can put it in the bucket. And the thing
I'm size.
Yeah. And what I think I'm most intrigued about this team is, what does Charles Lee do with my guy Trey Mann? I see they re-signed him. Like I said, there's a lot of guards on this squad.
I like Trey Mann.
Yeah. But I like Trey Mann when he was in college. I'm not even a big Florida guy, but I liked watching him play. So, but it's only one way to go, which is up, man. You win more than one game in your division this year.
Yeah.
And things might be going in the right direction. So, maybe they get into the 20s in the win column. No, maybe 30 may or may not be a stretch. We'll see. Depends on, like I said, LaMelo's health and everybody else's health. But overall, might be a fun team to watch. Even in the games that they're not, doing so well in. But it's gonna be. But I don't expect this team to look the same by the time we get to the trade deadline.
I agree.
There's a lot of way too many guards on here.
There's a lot of potential there in this team, but that's kind of it. I like them. They look, again, on paper, they look pretty good. You know what they probably be a really fun 2K team.
Yeah, that's what I would look for. Yeah.
They're very young, and they probably still have. They could probably give away some of that guard depth for another big or something more solid.
It's bad. I know we're gonna get to them in a minute, but it's bad. Like when you got to go up, like even if the Wizards won more division games than you did, so that's crazy.
Yeah. Again, injuries played a big factor. Why they were also hurt. Ball hurt, Miller hurt.
Yeah.
Mostly them. Trey Mann hurt, Grant Williams hurt. So yeah, a lot of key guys that I think are going to be part of the rotation this year injured. They played like two-way guys. They were starting two-way guys. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Didge, what you think about Charlotte?
So first, you were saying you were wondering what their wins would be. Can they get to the 30s? Their over/under win is 26.5. So you're figuring.
Okay.
27 is a good day, right?
That's a good. Yeah, I'll take
it. That's a good year. They are a very young team. I know we already talked about it a little bit, but they have 15 players who are within 5 seasons or less of NBA.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think about the youth movement here versus like the youth movement in OKC, because it's like one of them is going really well and the other is like not so much. But I think I'm going to be high on them this year, actually. I think this is the year they kind of turn it around. We saw LaMelo and Brandon Miller. We saw like when they were both playing together,
Right.
they were balling. Now, granted, wasn't translating into a lot of wins, but it was keeping
Fun to watch.
It was fun to watch, and some of those games were a lot closer than you remember.
Right.
Like a lot of those games, they came down to they're losing by 4, 5, 6 points, and I think that comes with age, where some of those 4-point losses turn into maybe 3 or 4 point wins. So I'm thinking with the granted, like I said, they don't have a lot of veteran depth, but bringing in a Pat Connaughton, a Grant Williams still being there, bringing back Mason Plumlee, and just all of their key players just getting a year older, I'm going to say, now I'm with Prime. I don't know if they're getting 30, 35 wins. I don't even know if they're getting play-in.
Right.
But if you're looking at that over-under sort of a barometer, I do think you should get the over.
Yeah, I think I like them too. There's a lot to like, but again, they're one of those teams where I need to see it to trust it 100%. And I've liked them in the past, and they've.
I feel like I remember us talking last year about how LaMelo and Brandon Miller together are a lot of fun. This could be the year that they start winning games. So,
and then injury bug hit them. Juwan, what do you think about the Hornets?
I think there's nothing to think. I think this team will be around exactly what they were last year. We'd have to have 6 more teams in the East go down for this team to even. So, none really to add. I'd like to think, because Didge, I see what you're doing, Didge. I see you're trying to make the Hornets your version of what I did with the Pistons last year.
Oh no, they would not be that good. No,
it's not going to work. Well, remember, time out. Remember, I'm not going to sit here and try to change history. I didn't say Pistons would make the playoffs. You just asked me, could they win more games than they did the year before? And I said, oh, definitely. They did win those games, and then they exceeded expectations by making the playoffs. So I'm not gonna lie, like I spoke that into existence. I
mean, to be fair though, well, like Prime said, 19. You 20 games is an improvement. So better win more than they did last year.
That's true. That is true. I'm gonna be honest with you. What I hope happens, and I know a lot of people hate when players do this. I do hope LaMelo kind of gets out of there. I really do.
Sorry, Jamie.
It didn't look good. No, only reason I'm saying that was it didn't look good when Kemba did the whole, no, I'm going to be loyal to the soil. And by the time he got up out of there, he was not the same player he was when he was in Charlotte. Not that he was a scrub or anything, but he just wasn't the same. I want Melo out of there so he can spend his great years on a good team playing meaningful basketball. Because this is not the organization to do that for. So that's it for me. Get out of there, LaMelo.
Damn. All right. No hope there in Charlotte for the Hornets, apparently. So, all right. I think we all agree there is potential here, just not a lot of it, and there just won't be enough to make noise. And we'll see. Like again, I do like a lot of the pieces. I just don't trust them at all.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's really comes down to.
They could win 27 games though, right? Like,
I mean,
I'm not even asking for half. I'm asking for like a third.
Especially this year, there's a chance for sure. Like, I don't know. Maybe it comes down to coaching at the end of the day. Maybe you need a fully healthy team to actually unlock the potential of the squad.
I know who the coach is.
Charles Lee.
Charles Lee, that's what it was. I'm like, I knew the name.
Wait, his name is Charles Lee?
Charles Lee.
Has anybody ever played franchise mode on 2K and seen when you got to hire your offensive coordinator and it's a mad generic name?
Yeah. Charles Lee's one of them? Oh, shit.
That's what Charles Lee is. A mad
Charles Lee, he is a 2-time NBA champion. With the Celtics and the Bucks. So they're very recent championships too.
And I tell you right now, Did you only care about that Bucks championship? He don't give a damn.
I've never even heard of this man. I'm trying
to on your bench. You didn't even know who he is.
Oh, dude! I thought he was like a scout. I've seen him on the Bucks bench. I definitely thought he was like a scout. I've never seen this man do anything.
Hysterical.
Shout out to him for getting the getting the ring
too, man.
That is true.
This is you fucking.
Oh, well, in football mode, y'all. So next up, we got the.
My bad. All right, next we got the Miami Heat. We're going to South Beach. Already injured. All right, let's start.
I guess he hurt. Okay.
Yeah, he hurt. That's what this means.
No, I was gonna say. Well, I'm surprised he's not starting, but he hurt.
Oh, no, he's injured. Yeah, I'm just factoring he won't start the season. That's all. So starters, I have Davion Mitchell taking Tyler Hero's spot, even though he hasn't. I think he's hurt currently too. Again, I don't know how serious it is though, because he hasn't played any of the preseason games, so I don't know how bad.
They had one though, right? Ooh, they had 3.
Oh, 3. There you go. I don't think he hasn't played a single game yet. So there you go. So I believe he is. They said what the injury is.
Calf. That's all it says.
All right. So when he gets healthy, I think he's the starter. Next to Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Nikola Jovic, who has been starting recently next to Bam like they used to do it. And they just also recently gave Jovic a extension on top of that. And then off the bench, well, you have the injured Tyler Hero, who will eventually become the starter again. He was coming off his all-star year. Kel'el Ware, who was starting last year, had a hell of a good, decent rookie year. Has put up really good numbers so far in the preseason. Has a lot of upside. I think there's a lot of potential here with this kid, Kel'el Ware, for the future of the Heat. Jaime Jaquez, who fell out of favor in the rotation last year, but has somehow found his way back into the doghouse. Good for him. The Terry Rozier, who they are trying to exile from this team, but they can't seem to find anyone to take it. Keshad Johnson, trust me, they don't care. They don't care. Anyway, Keshad Johnson, Pell Larson, who I liked, he also had a good summer playing for the tournament. Drew Smith, who they like, I know they like him a lot. I think he tore his ACL last year, so he didn't get to play much of it. He was starting to come on, get in the rotation, even got some starts, and then tore his shit. I'm like, poor guy. So this is a bounce back year for Drew. They did him a favor, and actually he was a free agent. They signed him. They did right by the man, so good for him. New addition, Simone Fontecchio.
Also hurt.
Simone's hurt too? God damn. Kasparis Jakučionis, the rookie, the guy they drafted this year, and two-way guys, Myron Gardner and Vladislav Golin. I think he's Russian. They need the big, so finally at least they brought one in. The Heat. So don't know what to feel about the Heat. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. They're kind of weirdly constructed. You also never want to sleep on a Heat team coached by Spoelstra. But they have talent. It's not like they're bums. They got Bam. Jokic is good. Norman Powell should have been an all-star last year. Tyler Hero was an all-star last year. Andrew Wiggins is still an NBA player. Again, not a bad one.
NBA player is respectful.
Not a bad NBA player. He's still a starting NBA caliber player. And then the bench is not terrible. Jaime has some upside. I like Jaime more than even Coach Spoelstra does at this point. But Pell Larson, I like. Drew Smith, I like. Fontecchio could shoot. And I like the rookie Jakučionis, whatever it is. They can't really. I do like what I've seen out of him. So there's stuff to like about them. And probably the only reason I see upside here is not because of that as much as the talent, as I trust the coach. So I trust the coach to bring the talent out. And obviously last year they went through a lot of fucking headaches with Jimmy and Jimmy J staying or Jimmy going, and eventually did go, and then they just collapsed. So I thought maybe there was always a chance that they make the trade and they would bounce back, but they looked like they threw in the towel after Jimmy got traded. But I never count out the Heat, especially as long as Spoelstra's there, and they do have the firepower to fight back. So I will say they'll probably be more of a middle of a pack team, play-in team. But I do like the Heat enough to say there's enough there for the coach to work with, and that's kind of all you really need. And congrats to Coach Spoelstra, who just got named the new coach of Team USA going forward. So let's start with Juwan. Talk to me about the Heat.
Fuck the Heat. Want to start there?
Let's do that.
Always.
Herb day, bro.
I'm mad at
Herb
it.
Yeah. Secondly,
Herb day.
I don't. So I agree with you when you say you can't sleep on the Heat, but I differ with you on why. I think you can't sleep on the Heat because they're always in that mix of like if a player is unhappy, they're a potential place a player could possibly go that never goes. That by the way never goes. I had to double take
Y'all know about that.
your starting point guard. I'm sorry, what did you?
I said nothing.
Oh, okay. All right, that's what I thought. Okay.
This is not the week, Ditch. This is not the week.
It's definitely not the week, Didge. Okay?
I'm just throwing a slight shot like I got thrown a slight shot.
There was no shot anyway. Because I keep forgetting Davion Mitchell is a player, and I keep thinking it says Donovan. And I'm like, they did not get Donovan Mitchell in this offseason, Joel. Look, I'll say this. If Norman Powell can play all-star type basketball and not make the all-star team again, and Bam can be as good as Bam is, then this team has a shot to make the postseason. It's just they don't have a guy. Like, as much as they like to make Tyler Hero seem like he's that guy, I just like, because think about it, right? Tyler Hero's coming up the court. You double Tyler Hero. There's just no one else on this team I fear. I'm not saying no one else can take over the game. I just don't fear anyone else on this team. I don't even fear Tyler Hero. I don't even know what the fuck I
Thank you.
said.
I was going to say, I'm going to go a step further. I don't fear him either.
I don't even know why I said that. Thank you, Didge. Yeah, I don't know, Joel. I really don't know what this team really can be and will be. Like, this is a very unattractive roster for me. So, I don't know.
I don't hate it. It's just a little. There's not a lot of depth. Like I just went over it, but like they have, I think, enough firepower to. And again, I think they have good coaching. I think to get there, as long as they stay healthy, they can definitely make a push for the postseason. But
I tell you what, this team's
they don't have a
chance is for the NBA to find the Clippers guilty, and they go get Kawhi. That is this team's best chance at anything. Is if that happens.
I mean, like you said, they always have a chance. That's big names.
Who wouldn't want to play in South Beach, right? Except for the 8 players that refuse to play in South Beach. But that's here nor there.
Fair. Guys, Prime, what you think?
A lot of questions for this team. It's just, I don't know which way this thing is going to go. I know you guys say you don't fear Tyler Hero, but I mean, they need Tyler Hero. I mean,
That's true.
Anything. They need him. Almost 24 points a game. Had his best season last year. And when is he going to actually step on the court? I saw a couple of weeks ago it was like 8 to 12 weeks. They said.
Yeah.
Did I see that right? It's like
I was going to bring that up actually.
Yeah, 8 to 12 weeks. So when is he actually going to get on the court? Bam. I like Bam Adebayo, but Bam can't carry this team alone. I mean, Norman Powell is going to have to put on a crazy effort. They'll get scoring from Andrew Wiggins, who's another guy who I'm not sure is going to be there by the end of the season, because I think that's a trade piece.
Tradable asset.
Yeah, that's an asset that may be included, because let's be real here. No matter how this thing shakes out, the key objective between Riley and Spoelstra is to lure somebody else here, right? Yeah. So they got to show something. They have to show something, and they can lure somebody here, or make a sweet enough deal. I don't know what that deal would be. Probably maybe a third team gets involved, get somebody. When we get close to the trade deadline, I think that's a very real possibility. But them staying afloat, yeah. Bam and Norman and Andrew Wiggins are going to have to be the key until he actually gets there. Other than that, maybe Bam finds some inspiration from his girlfriend. And has an out-of-the-world season. I mean, she's about
they can get her on this.
Another WNBA championship. So
right,
maybe he finds some inspiration there. He's been to enough of their games, man. But very interesting season for
take some notes.
Very interesting season ahead for this team, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I got not much else other than what's already been said. Like Andrew Wiggins would have to live up to that Maple Jordan nickname in order for them to really make it right.
Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, you don't remember they called him that? I think that was like his first or second year. He came out balling, and
There was a lot of hype for him coming out of college too.
Yeah. And to be fair, those first 3 years, he balled in Minnesota. And then it was always we want him to take the next step.
Like
and he kind of just never did.
Yeah.
So he would have to sort of start living up to that nickname. Otherwise, this is the play-in team at best. And I don't think they win that college. No, I don't. Yeah, I think so. Didn't he go to Kentucky? I assumed he went to Kentucky.
I don't remember.
I'll Google it real quick.
I don't remember if he did or did not.
He went to Kansas.
Yeah.
Did Kansas?
The blue. You had the blue, right?
Yeah, right. I knew it was one of those.
It was blue. All right.
Do the same thing.
That's a lot of salary for a team that's like, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
I think to your point, if they get Rozier out of there, that puts them underneath.
That's one of the reasons they really want to get rid of Rozier.
And that's crazy because I remember a few years ago when he was out there, he was a nice piece for some people, you know.
Yeah, when he was scared. That was when he was still Scary Terry.
Yeah. Terry's not bad. I mean, I don't know if he still is, but he wasn't a bad. When they traded for him, he was really good. Actually,
He
was balling that year that they traded for him, and I don't know what happened.
It's like he left Charlotte. Maybe it's the too many distractions in South Beach. He left Charlotte and was just out the same.
It's possible.
That's why Zion can't go there.
Oh, for damn sure.
For damn sure. All right, South Beach.
Man.
Fun. Moving on to the Orlando Magic. All right, so the Orlando Magic and the projected starters for the Orlando Magic. Jalen Suggs, Desmond Bane, new addition. Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr. Returning Anthony Black, Mo Wagner, Jonathan Isaac, Goga Bitadze, Jet Howard, Tristan Da Silva. Reserve new addition reserves. Tyus Jones, nice pickup. Jace Richardson, good college player. Noah Penda, don't know him that well. Jamal Cain, 2-way. Orlando Robinson, 2-way. Orlando. What happened?
I didn't realize their salary was this high.
Yeah, well, I mean, Desmond Bane had a big contract coming into it.
Mm-hmm.
They just paid Franz, did they? Or I know they just paid. They paid both of them.
I think both.
They paid both.
Yeah, so they just got. There's a lot of money there, and those are the backbone, right? Those guys right there. I think Suggs also got a new contract. I'm not 100% sure.
I didn't know that.
And Suggs is coming off an injury that hurt them last year. They were playing really well last year for a while, and they kind of hit a lull.
Half their starting lineup is coming off of injury.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, but that was the big one. Jalen was out the longest. And then also, I think Mo Wagner was out for the season too last year. So they missed him coming off the bench because honestly, the center position for them is more of a rotation of him and Mo and Goga. Just go.
Wasn't Franz out for a good chunk of the year too? And
Franz, they both they took turns. I think it was
Paolo was out for a decent. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it was Franz and Paolo, or both, or vice versa. I remember they were like one was out. They just took turns taking.
I remember specifically it was Paolo first because Franz was playing so well.
Yeah,
we started to think, is this an all-star? And then he got injured, and it was like, oh no, not at all.
I thought he was
not an all-star. He's still an all-star caliber.
I thought he was playing like an all-star, definly for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You could make that argument for sure.
And he had a gun. Look, talking about the European tournament, he also had a gun, and I think his team won. I think Germany won again.
Yeah, Germany won again.
Germany won again the European tournament, and he was a big reason why. So, and then look, I think the biggest addition they made, which is Desmond Bane, was a great fucking addition. Does he complete the three-headed monster of Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that was a hell of an addition. Because no offense, KCP is just not KCP anymore, and he never was. Even at the best of KCP, it was not Bane, in my opinion. So Wow, I do like this team. They were good last year. To me, they look even better this year. The bench hasn't changed all that much, unless Tyus Jones, who kind of had an off year, in my opinion. Because I really thought it might work last year with Phoenix. They didn't have a point guard, so they started him, and then it didn't work with him starting, and then they brought him off the bench. I don't know. Tyus Jones is one of the better backup point guards in the league. So for that not to work, I'm just going to blame Phoenix for being Phoenix. But maybe it was just one of those years. And Jace is a nice piece. He's small guard, but he's a shooter. Can shoot his ass off. Will he find a way into the rotation? I look forward to seeing that. I know they really love Anthony Black, Jonathan Isaac when they feel like it. And we'll see what happens with Tristan and Jet. Because I need to see more from him. I mean, he's just in his third year. I haven't really seen it. He doesn't really do anything. So we'll see. We'll see if he ever plays again. Not he will, but like if he makes an impact is what I mean. Anyway, Prime, talking about the Magic.
I think that even with all the questions they get, I still think this is a really good team. As we say with every team, health. Guys talked about Franz missing time. I think Paolo missed close to 40 games last year, I believe, in the regular season.
Yeah, it was a big chunk.
And we know he's a dog. He's a dog.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You get both of those, him and Franz back. That's about 50 points a game, to be honest with you, right there. We'll see where the rest of the scoring comes from. If nothing else, Desmond Bain will give you efficiency from the three. I mean, he can put it in the bucket. I think he's over 40% clip there last year. So this team is really good. There are minus some faces that we're used to seeing. That you mentioned KCP being gone, Cole Anthony. I'm hoping Jalen Suggs stays healthy. I've always been a big Jalen Suggs guy. He didn't quite translate 100% to the NBA the way I thought he would. But he's still always been a guy that I really like.
He found his role though.
Yeah, and that's what's important. Especially when there was always that question early in his college career whether he's going to play football or basketball. But I really thought that things were going to be different from him in the NBA. But I agree with what you said. He found his role, and it's a good role.
It is.
Be able to, health included, he'll be able to stay around for a long time. But other than that, man, they just need to find. I think that if it's one thing they need to work on, man, this year would be just finding that offensive efficiency. And the injuries played a lot into that last year. They could definitely be more efficient offensively overall, but defensively they're going to be there. Defensively, they're still going to be a really good basketball team. So this is a team, we won 41 games last year. They're not going to do any worse this year. They're probably one a little bit more with health, so definitely a playoff team. In my estimation, definitely, I'm definitely thinking top 4.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think they're one of the at least top 5 teams. I think they'll be one of those top 6. Definitely.
I'm sure the top 6. I don't think the 4th, 5 could be a spot. I definitely think 4 is not out of the question.
Yeah, I probably got them around there. They're around top 4. Tidge, what you think about Orlando?
Juwan, I don't know if you saw the comment first. I also was told to tell you that your days are numbered. So just throwing that out there. just throwing that out there. But I think that the Magic are a really interesting team. I feel like we should probably look more towards the 2023-24 season than last year, just because of all the injuries. When they had their players healthy and playing together, they looked great. And they were young then, so you figure 2 more years of just experience on top of that. Desmond Bain, I think, is a really good pickup here. So, this team has everything in line for them to be really successful, especially in an East where, you're both your Eastern Conference or 3 of your 4 Eastern Conference 2 of your 4 Eastern Conference semis have very devastating injuries. Yeah. So the East should feel a lot more wide open than the West, and I think they position themselves really well to be ready to take over that spot. Now, Granted, obviously, I don't want them to, but
Definitely got to worry about them for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, there ain't no
sluts. Hey, shout him out too. I want to shout him out too for giving my guy, God Shamgar, the job. On that.
Yeah.
So he's assistant coach on that roster this year. So I always been a God Sham God guy, even when he was back in Providence and college. Sham God well. So shout out to him for that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Juwan, talk to me about Orlando.
Yeah, I think this team, the talent's all there. They just got to put it together. I am very curious how this team's gonna, because to me, I kind of felt like once Paulo went down is when Franz really emerged. So how does that look together? And now adding in someone else who's
True.
looking to score in Desmond Bain, are you going to play more of an offense that's free flowing and whoever's open is whoever takes the shot? Or are you going to be playing like how you did last year before everyone started getting injured, where it was very much give it to Paulo and let him go full mellow? Like I said, it was only with him getting injured that we truly saw Franz for who he is, for who he could be. Sorry, rather than who he is, who he could be. So that identity is going to be my biggest thing to look for this year for Orlando. But yeah, like I said, this team has an actual shot of making some noise.
Yeah. Well,
I was just looking at the comment.
Gotcha. Yeah. She took it personally.
It definitely did.
Anyway.
Agree with anything else?
I said I was high on them this year. But look, if they start the year like they did last year, I do agree. Ship LaMelo out of here. Let him flourish,
That's all I want, Didge. That's all I want. It's too good of a talent to just be having.
Yep. All right. So that Orlando, probably the team I'm least worried about in this damn division. Orlando is pretty stable. I'm not worried about them at all. Let's move on to the least stable franchise.
Retirement Village.
Hey,
It is.
Washington Wiz. The Wiz. Ah, man, I wish they'd go back to the Bullets. I know they never will, but oh well. Here we are. The projected.
Less fortunate is crazy.
What?
You say we making fun of the less fortunate.
That's what we do here. It's part of criticism. Part of the criticism. Starters: Bub Carrington, CJ McCollum, Chris Middleton, Kaishan George, and Alex Sarr. Coming back is injured Bilal Coulibaly, or else he would be starting in the place of Kaishan George. Corey Kispert, AJ Johnson, Justin Champagnie, Anthony Gill, and two-way Tristan Vukcevic. Then you have new additions. Marvin Bagley, who I believe is Bagley if he was in Washington at 1.1 before this. Marvin Bagley, Dylan Jones, who they took from OKC, Cam Whitmore, who they got from Houston. I like them collecting talent. That's pretty cool. Malachi Branham, former Spur. I don't know if he's long for this team, but we'll see. The rookie Trey Johnson, Will Riley, Jameer Watkins, and Shreve Cooper, who were both two-way guys. A lot of rookies. The Wizards. All right, so I don't. Not much. There's not really much to say, unfortunately. It seems like they're still definitely in the early parts of their rebuilding phase. They're taking in big salaries and letting them rest here for years until they can off-put them and collect the young assets as they do, which is a smart thing to do when you're a team that's rebuilding. So they drafted Alex Sarr last year. They drafted Kaishan George and Bub Carrington. The fact that they're all starting is telling you a lot this year. But they do have. I like guys like Bilal Coulibaly. They have AJ Johnson, who they took from the Milwaukee Bucks. I like him. I like what I've seen out of him. Champagne has shown upside. Corey Kispert, I like as a shooter, even though I think he's probably better off as a trade asset. And then, look, like I said, they acquired guys like Dylan Jones and Cam Whitmore for basically nothing, and Branham. Just basically, they're just young talent that they just acquired. which is I think that was really good on them to do it, to just fill in roster spots with just young guys that can just compete and maybe even make the roster and make a difference. Who knows? But you got vets on this team like CJ and Chris who are just gonna be actually I believe are really good vets for young guys to have on their team. Unfortunately, this team is young and they're not as talented as you hoped. You wish they would be. Maybe they will be. Like there's a lot of upside for Alex, who I believe was the second pick in the draft last year.
That sounds about right.
Doesn't yeah, another Frenchman. A lot of French guys out there, man. They're all over the place. So Alex Sarr, Kaishan Jordan, who I believe I just found out this year, is Canadian. And Bob Carrington. They're all young, and I don't know. They're obviously not good. They're not one of those teams I believe in making even a play-in. I think they're definitely going to be a bottom-tier team, looking for them lottery balls because that's what they should be doing because they're rebuilding, and they'll probably be looking to offload any of these contracts to bring in even a bigger contract if they can get the right assets for them. But I do like that this for Cam Whitmore specifically because I want to see more of Cam Whitmore. He barely just sat there in Houston just collecting dust. Hopefully he can actually make a difference in Washington. But that's just me. Let's start with Juwan. Talk to me about the Wiz.
I mean, maybe they could replace the Harlem Globetrotters. I don't really.
The Globetrotters.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Maybe they should be the team that travels to play against the Harlem
The
Globetrotters.
Generals, Washington Generals.
Maybe they just play against them. You got to pass from me. This is disgusting what I'm looking at. I don't understand what.
We've been there.
Like I don't have anything to say. Like this is very disgusting to look at.
Let's make it fun, Newland. Do they have a better record than the Hornets?
Oh no! I mean, I hate that franchise as much as the next guy, but I have to believe it's not as bad as this. I mean,
okay.
The mail that comes to the team locker room is all AARP. Like it's crazy. Bro.
You know what's crazy? Outside of McCollum and Middleton,
everybody
on their team is under 7 years of NBA experience.
Why do I feel like Alex Sarr has been here for forever?
2 years, bro.
They just got the.
I think it's Middleton, McCollum, and then Marvin Bagley. I think it's like the top three.
That makes
Those
sense.
are the old.
Makes sense.
Marvin Bagley's been here for a minute.
7 years.
There you go. Been as long as Luka.
I just wish I knew what direct. To me, you lost so much of your young talent, right? To get this talent, and I'm just curious what the plan is. Like,
This is the young talent.
It's crazy.
okay, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying. To me, I kind of.
He's saying the talent part is not being shown.
I'm just confused why you went from Kyle Kuzma to Chris Middleton. What was the?
Oh, trust me, Didge would make that trade for any of these guys over Kuzma right now.
I tell you.
I don't know. Look, Joel, you were big on veterans, right? You can't get any more veteran than CJ and Chris Middleton. So maybe that rubs off. And
I just said they're great veterans to have in the locker room. Unfortunately, they're more talented than the young guys in front of them.
And look,
they're their best players. Unfortunately,
Joel, here's your best part. If you're a rookie on this team, you want to know why you don't have to ever worry about them getting more shine than you? They're 1,000% going to be more injured than they are playing, so you don't have to worry about anything. So whoever's the backup shooting guard and small forward, you'll be playing. You'll be playing a lot this year.
I agree. I don't think that's what they're worried about. This team ain't worried about making the playoffs.
No.
I'm just saying if you're worried about playing. If you're worried about playing,
I don't think they're
you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's why I brought up fucking Cam Whitmore. I mean, he'll find minutes. They'll get a 5 minutes for Whitmore. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
everyone's gonna find minutes.
They're gonna find places for. There's some like young vets. There's some like Corey Kispert. I can see him finding a new home soon, like this year. Yeah, he definitely deserves being on a team that can actually help. But they have their young guys. Kaishan George is Kaishan George, Alex Sarr, Bob Carrington are literally just sophomores. It's his second year. you know. Bilal Coulibaly's in his third year, you know. So they're really young. AJ Johnson, I think, is in his third or second year. I don't remember exactly, but they're very young.
Oh,
very
wait, I
young.
have it up. Let me go back to it. Who'd you say?
Who did I say? AJ. That's
AJ
your guy.
Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, this is his second year.
Look at that second year. So they're all very young. Like Cam is in his third year. Dylan Jones is in his second year.
Both are correct.
And then you have Trey Johnson and Will Riley, rookies. You know, so like they're just kids that are going to be raised by their their vets, CJ and Chris, and when you know they'll play when they're probably definitely going to get hurt because they have these ugly. What are their contracts like, CJ and Chris? Because they can be vets on good teams too if they really want.
Middleton's getting 33 this year. CJ's getting 30.
How many years left though?
Let me go look.
And Chris, he got one.
I'm shocked Miami didn't want to go after someone like Chris Middleton. I mean,
Middleton, this is his last year on his contract. Oh, I'm sorry, that's last year. That's McCollum's last year. It might be Middleton's too. Yeah, it is also Middleton's last year.
Oh, so they're expiring contracts. That's
good. Oh, that's good money.
That's real good. So they got good trade assets right there too.
Yeah.
They're still paying Marcus Smart.
Yeah, they bought him out, right? Is that what happened? Fuck.
They must have. Yeah, they're still paying him $21 million.
Yeah, he was a free agent and signed with the league. That's what happened. Okay. There you go. So that they did also have Marcus Smart last year. Remember, they were just collecting vets, just, you know, because they were dumping salaries on them. They'll do that again. They're going to just end up doing that again.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for like vets to be dumped. They'll be in Washington by the end of the year. Didge, do you have anything to say about the Wizards?
No, I was looking up. The only thing I'm curious about, I was looking up their over-under. It was 20.5. I'm picking the under. I have no faith in this team.
Oh, they 18 last year, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they think they finna win 3 more games. They might lose 3 more.
Prime?
Man, I don't have much to say about this team, man. It's a disgrace. And it's hard to watch, especially when all the games come on free here in VA. Like, you know, we got in the station. Like it's a hard watch. It's a hard watch. The last couple of years, it's definitely be a hard watch this year. I guess the interesting conversation is who's gonna get say so the music in the locker room. Like, you know, when CJ and Chris want to listen to Nas and Jay-Z and these guys want to listen to NBA YoungBoy. Like, who's gonna have say so in the locker room? How's that conversation gonna go? But it's not much other than, you know, 2 34-year-old vets there that one or both, like you mentioned, it's good assets right there.
Yeah,
may not end the season, and I know both of them are probably hoping they don't end the season there. You know what I'm saying? You know, somebody that's going to at least make the playoffs makes a move.
Buy out Middleton so we could bring him back on the vet minimum.
That would be dope. Get my guy CJ out. All the years and everybody was singing Dame's praises. I always liked CJ McCollum when he I've always been a CJ guy too. I guess the only thing that's intriguing to me personally is to see the development of Alex Sarr. He can play defense for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He looked a little rough at the beginning of the year offensively, but not too long. Towards the end of the year, he started to pick it up. You can see the development there. Yep. So I'm kind of interested to see on what steps he makes on the offensive end. But other than that, I don't have much to say about this team. It's going to be a hard year, a hard watch for the squad.
Yeah. You're right. My only issue with Sarr, and again, there's a lot of upside for Sarr. He's one of them soft big men that don't fucking rebound. He's like Triple J and what's his name? Can't remember his name at the moment. But this is you know how I'm talking about. That those big men that don't rebound, it bothers the shit.
Yeah.
They're too big to not rebound those balls, and it's annoying.
This team. Sorry, I'm going to cut y'all.
Oh my God.
Now, I was thinking, too, thinking back to last year, this is a team we'll be on watch this year when they just be checking off each game. Because it's a team that had at least 2 16-game losing streaks.
Yeah.
During the course of the season, man.
You could
think about it. They didn't win a game in November. You could
chalk up another one of those coming.
It's funny because we struggled against them at least one of those games. It was crazy.
Did. I was disgusted.
Remember that? I think it was because Brogdon was on his fucking team.
Yep.
Like, go away! Like now he's on our team, assholes. I'm playing. But I do me a favor, dude. Look up something for me before we go. Alex Sarr, Miles Turner. Compare them stats from last year, because I know Alex Sarr's numbers weren't all that different. The biggest difference being efficiency. like Sarr's efficiency is not nowhere near.
14 points a game.
But Alex Sarr's numbers aren't that. I mean, they weren't great, but they weren't.
Why did it pick that? Hold up, I have to. It showed me Miles Turner's 2016 stats for some reason.
I mean, shit. What was his rookie year?
Yeah, it must have been. So it's not. They're fairly close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The numbers aren't too bad. I mean, to the similar, it's the percentage that is the difference, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Miles Turner has a little bit more points, rebounds, and like blocks, but percentages are where he sort of drastically changed. Like he has about 10% better field goal percentage, about 7% better 3-point, and then about 10% again for free throw.
Gotcha. Yeah, I figure. I remember looking at that and going, "Well, it's not even that different. What the fuck are we doing here?" Like his numbers aren't that different from Turner's, except Alex Sarr is young, so maybe he can improve upon that, and maybe if he could be even as good as Turner, that's a plus because Turner's pretty good. The Wizards could hope they become as efficient, at least as Miles Turner.
Yeah,
because there were times where Miles Turner because Miles Turner is another guy that doesn't rebound as well as he would want. But he blocks the shit out of them balls. He can shoot threes. Not a lot of big guys can do that. And I mean,
he's almost a 40% 3-point shooter. You'll take that.
Hell yeah, that's why you won't rebound. That's cool. A little cool.
We can live
for sure. But here we are. This is what the Wizards look like. It's not pretty, but we'll live on. And that's it. We've come to the end of the Southeast. That's been all 5 of those teams. Next week we'll be doing the Central Division, Digits Division, as I like to call it. We'll be discussing some of the teams on there. There's pretty fun discussions to be had there, I'm pretty sure. But that's all we really have this week. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to point out before we close shop?
No, I don't.
Who y'all got winning this division? Juwan left already.
Juwan got booted, apparently.
Oh. Who do y'all got winning this division? I think that's we usually.
Oh, it's the Magic.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I was just curious. We were pretty high on the Hawks. I don't know if y'all had them winning it.
Yeah,
I have the Magic slightly over the Hawks.
Yeah, me too. Magic
and then the Heat, and then the Hornets, and then the Wizards.
Yeah.
Wizards are like last. Let me see. Because look, I wrote it down just so I see how different it is. Let's see, because I like to I wrote everything down, and then I'm like, all right, so what is it gonna look like?
Repeat.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll look at it. I'll look at it after we're done talking and see like how am I still in the same mindset. And right now, I do have the Wizards like at the bottom.
I don't think many people don't have the Wizards at the bottom.
Yeah, they're definitely in the bottom half. So it's one of those teams they're going to be a lottery team.
They'll likely be fighting for the first pick again.
All right. So, and look, rightfully so. Which is, I think, different than New Orleans. I think New Orleans traded away their first round pick this year. Stupid. Why they would do that is beyond me, but they might need that. We'll see. Anyway, we're done. Where can people find you, Didge?
You can find me at Didge D in all places. Put up some games that I've been playing, some scary games on my YouTube page, so check that out. Fridays, I don't think we're doing it this week because I know Trayvon's traveling. We do Geeking on
local.
He is local. He said when I was talking to him about it, he was like, "Oh, I can do it from the hotel room," and I was like, "You know what? Just enjoy your trip. We don't have to do it this week." And then on Sundays, the Geek Set podcast, where we're talking whatever. I don't know. We just talk random stuff, to be honest. So
I got you. Yeah, that's how it is over our shop. Prime, where can they find you, bro?
they can find me on most Sunday mornings around 11 a.m. ish at the SBP. That's over on YouTube. Also broadcasting over on Facebook by the same name, the SBP. That's the Sports Bar Podcast, or the SBP TV, which is also what it's called actually on YouTube, and it's also on Facebook. So yeah, you can find me there.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Thanks, guys.
You can find us here again next week. As I said, we'll discussing the Central. You can also watch our Much Ado About Nothing normal show or geek show, which we do normally when we didn't do one this week because it was not really much to talk about, so we streamed instead. Hopefully there's a lot more to talk about considering New York Comic Con is this weekend, and there's some surprises I would love to talk about, I'm sure. Hopefully
At the very least, you guys will talk Peacemaker.
at the very least, I'm about to shut this off so I can watch the ending of Peacemaker and we can all discuss whatever's going on there. That should be fun. And Sunday, you said you're doing the show Sunday, right? Still or no? Sunday, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how tonight goes. I don't know if I can go back into the show with 2 losses on my name. I can't do it. It's just too much.
I'll be there. I got some things I need to talk about. You know, my team looking very well right now.
Yeah, that's what I like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My team looks good so far. We're losing, but we look good so far.
Yeah, I get you.
Got it all.
I'll take a moral victory tonight at the very least. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching. Come back next week. And peace.
Peace.
Peace.